What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy, MM2K of Cloud Dosage, Hard Knock Digital Culture Geeks, you name it, I'm there. And I'm here with a special episode of Cloud Meets Mainstream. Sorry we weren't here last week. Had a set of appointments, almost had a set of appointments that made me not be able to do this week, but we were able to squeeze something in. This is a very difficult episode for me to make. I'm making this episode because we have a problem. We have a problem that's so paramount that I'm very angry. And I know you guys were like, well, what else is new? Because I'm always yelling, screaming over at M2K Gaming News, now cursing up a storm. So it's like, what else is new? Something that Z, my mentor, Next Gen 720, always told me was something that he always tells people, which I'm going to borrow, is never confuse the theatrics. All that stuff is for show. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm reasonably perturbed at times or upset at times, but you know, it's theatrics. Anybody that knows me knows that when I'm normally mad, I'm more monotone and just direct and sharp and less loud than anything, because I'm trying my darndest to calm myself down. Why am I mad? Because in today's day and age, where I'm being asked to pay $70 for a game, and I have a wonderful service. I have a wonderful service in Geforce Now Ultimate that doesn't run cheap. That even in the most remedial settings, bringing picture quality down to its lowest, I still can't get a flat 60 frames per second. I think that's abhorrent. Hold on one second. In today's day and age, in 2024, that shouldn't even be a possibility. So I get there's a bunch of you who don't care about 60 frames per second. And I'm hoping that even though you don't care about 60 frames per second, you're not one of those people that say, well, look, it doesn't affect me, so whoop-diddly do. I hope you understand that when the time does come for something that does affect you, that doesn't affect the rest of the populace, that you're going to get overlooked too. Like, gaming is a community, and normally in my 35 plus years, those that are authentic to the culture, like there's a lot of people out there that game. You're not authentic to the culture. You just like embracing games. That's why a lot of this stuff confuses you, or you find tasteless or whatever, because you're not embedded in the culture. You don't really feel that passionate about the culture, where a lot of us do. You're someone like myself who's been gaming since I could remember, going to the arcade since I could remember, and now doing streams on a regular basis and talking about gaming damn well every day, or at least 5 days out of a week. I'm passionate about this. And so part of my passions, the main reason why I started doing this, is because I want gamers to get the best bang for their buck. I don't want you to get a whole bunch of cheap gaming. I don't want you to just be a whole bunch of high quality but expensive. I want expensive stuff. I want you to get the best bang for your buck. So I got into cloud gaming during my tenure here on YouTube. Discovered Stadia. Went through the ups and downs with Stadia, and now we're here with Geforce Now Ultimate. And GeForce Now Ultimate, its horizons at the moment aren't as wide as Stadia. Stadia was looking to be a platform and do some very special things across the board, where GeForce Now's focus is a lot more centered around performance. And that's fine. That's the reason why we have this show, because GeForce, the makers of NVIDIA, the makers of GeForce, they understand that when you win the mainstream, you win the day. Right? And the mainstream care about performance. So they've created this version of GeForce Now that is just superb. It's really, second to none. All right. So with that, I've been able to enjoy some fantastic gaming, even high demand gaming, like Cyberpunk 2077 at the most craziest settings, which is now called overdrive mode, where it's so powerful you can't even get it on consoles. I'm getting it now in NVIDIA GeForce Now at 4K 80 frames per second with this additional path ray tracing. So we have all that stuff happening, right? Then comes in Dragon's Dogma 2. And Dragon's Dogma 2 said, you think you're going to get good performance? No matter what you got, hold my beer. And as I'm going to show you, it's just horribly optimized. It's put together in a piss poor fashion. But the gameplay is being excused, or is the crutch for the excuse of them getting away with charging us $70 for this. I'm very, very upset. I'm angry to the point to where I just don't know. I'm angry for a multitude of reasons, but before we get into any of that, let's just start. Let's boot up the game. Let me do it. So we're going to load from the last save. It looks blurry, but the reason why it looks blurry is because I want to show you guys something. We're letting it load up. Now, for full transparency, I do have vertical sync off in the main option in GeForce Now. So yes, I do have that. Here's what I want to show you. Let's put the FPS data up here. Come on. There you go. You can do it. G. All right. So I want to show you guys what I have, what the settings are on. The settings are on. I got this bumped all the way down to 1080p. Refresh rate, I got it uncapped. It's just uncapped. Frame rate, I got everything uncapped. I do have vertical synchronization on. Let me just turn all that off just so there's no confusion. I do have the upscaling sharpness. I have no upscalers on because it's set to 1080p. Rendering mode interlace. I don't know the difference. Progressive, I guess interlaced is less taxing, so we got it on interlaced for the rendering mode. We got the settings set at low, medium settings, right? With all this bumped down, with the power of NVIDIA GeForce Now Ultimate, as you guys know, and I get that there's CPU bottlenecks, but this is running like a server grade CPU for AI and machine learning. There's very powerful CPU in this as well. I want to show you guys that how poorly optimized this game is. This is how it's running at 1080p on NVIDIA GeForce Now. All right, so let's save this. Okay, save. Let's get out of here. And okay, so I'm gonna move around. I'm not even getting look, it's dropping down to 36 frames per second. 33. Why? What 30 frames per, why? Why is this dropping to 30 frames per second? Why? I have this at 1080p. And just to show you Like the best it'll get up to is 49 frames. This is okay. So now let's put on, just to show you that it's just horrible optimization. Let's now put on let's put on DLSS. Let's put it on auto. Let's put it on with boost. Okay. Just so you guys can see, let's save that change. We saved it. Let's get out of here. All right. Okay. Same thing. It's 1080p. This is 1080p. Same thing. Look at this. Look at this. Same thing. See, let's just see what they have to say. You see that? It's still trash. All right. So let's go back to the system. Let's go to graphics. Let me just put it on. I don't know what boost is. And for craps and giggles, let's turn the upscale sharpness all the way down. Turn it all the way down. See what it does. 47, 46. Let's go back up here. Look at that. Still dropping to 36, 35, 33. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely horrible. All right, this is all at 1080p. System, options, graphics. Let's try putting on vertical synchronization and dynamic resolution. See if that does anything. No, same crap. Look at that, 39, dropped all the way down to 31. Look at that. Look at this trash. This is absolute trash. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Let's now let's now put it on quality. Let's just see what it does in quality. Let's bring it back up to boost. Mind you, I have the scaling, the sharpness scaling turned all the way down. 43, 46. Look at that. Look at that. Dropped all the way down to 31. We're gonna go up here, dropped all the way down to 36. Look at that. Okay. And I think we've seen enough. We've seen, let's try one more thing. Let's try ultra performance. Let's try ultra performance just to see. All right. See if we'll get anything better. Going up here. Yeah, we get like an additional 3 frames than we would have normally got with ultra performance. All right, let's just show you how much it doesn't matter. Okay, that was at 1080. Let's go to system. Let's go to options. Let's bump it up to 1440p. Let's just show you how much this doesn't matter. Let's just show you how much this doesn't matter. And for craps and giggles, I'll put mesh quality on low too. Okay. Look at this. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Look at that. It's actually slightly better. Well, no, it's the same. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. System, options, graphics. Okay, that was at 1440p. Now let's put it on 4K. Put it on 4K. Let's just show you how none of this matters. None of this even matters. Let me go back up here. Okay, look at this. It doesn't even matter. Look at that. It's the same result no matter where I'm at. This is how poorly optimized this game is. This is absolute trash. This is absolute, utterly ridiculous. This is trash. And this is to no fault of Geforce Now, because there's people with 4090s that are getting these results. I turned the upscale sharpness down. I have the graphics pretty much on low. Texture filtering on low. This texture quality was on low. It doesn't even matter. This is trash. It doesn't make any sense why this is that bad. It doesn't even matter. Look at this. The same performance, albeit 1080p or 4K. Doesn't make any sense. This is absurd. I get it. Mainstream gaming is the number one way, or dedicated device gaming is the most embraced way of gaming. But we've actually had a think tank of different organizations that sat together. They were called the Code, I think the Codec Efficiency Alliance. Let me not lie to you. Let me get their correct name. Because I talked about them yesterday in one of my MM2K gaming shows. Let's see here. The Alliance for Open Media. There's actually a team of people from NVIDIA, from Xbox, from PlayStation, from Sony, Netflix, YouTube. All these people made an alliance to come up with free sourced codec solutions. So things like cloud gaming can be innovated on in an efficient, cost-friendly way that would push gaming forward. And they've done that. Look at Geforce Now as a direct result of that. Of that, you know, that fantastic work that they've done there. And it's only going to get better. Right? Wait till what is it? What is that one codec? A1 something, or I forgot what it is. But here's the problem. You have these developers and these publishers that don't look at the fact that, hey, whether you're a premium dedicated device gamer or a premium cloud gamer, whatever, like, we don't want to trample on the consumerism. We don't want to thwart and throw a monkey wrench into the technology. Because, all right, it's cool that you can do these with these NPCs, but who cares if the technology hampers too much on our expectations? Like, I don't care if you give me a Maserati that can fly in the sky. If I fill it up with gas and it runs through gas in 60 seconds, and I got to fill it up every 60 seconds, that lack of convenience, that lack of consistent performance thwarts anything special that that car can do. So yeah, you could probably make a car that could fly, but the resources that it would take to do that would be so astronomical and so cumbersome for the user. It's like, we gotta wait until this technology gets better before we try to do this. And that's what I don't know if it's that or it's just crappy optimization from the developers. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, this is this is pathetic. So now as a Geforce Now Ultimate Gamer, and we got we got other games. Hell, we got GTA 6 that they're talking about that might not get 30 frames per second. I mean, that might be hamstrung to 30 frames per second. Now, I'm hoping that Rockstar isn't as pathetic as what Capcom was with this game. If that game ends up coming to Geforce Now, am I gonna have to worry about this again? And again, I'm not saying this to knock Geforce Now. This is not their fault. There's 4090s PCs with high CPUs, PC CPUs that are having this problem. This game sucks. Who cares if the car can fly and give you orange juice Julius? If I gotta fill up the tank every 60 seconds, that obliterates anything special this car can do because of the convenience factor. And what these developers have done is looked at every single consumer that is reliant upon performance. And again, we're not expecting this game to run at 4K 100 on a 49. Just give us 60 frames per second. And you can't even guarantee that. That's horrendous with the type of hardware that's out here now. It's horrible. And even though this thing got critically acclaimed, I'm glad it hasn't caught fire. The way that it could potentially do. I mean, the core of the game seems excellent. But just performance is too, like that car that I gave, that's an excellent thing. That car can fly. I mean, that'd be awesome. I could just hover and bypass traffic, get anywhere that would normally take me an hour, get there in 5-10 minutes. Oh, that's awesome. But all that's eradicated if I gotta stop every 60 seconds to fill up my tank, and it's destroying my wallet. So then I even got to ask, well, what type of freakish hardware does there need to be made in order for this game to run soundly and solidly? Was this a 10th generation game? Was it a 10th generation idea that came out too early? I don't know. What engine is this game made in? Is this an Unreal Engine 5 game? Let me ask this question. What engine is Dragon's Dogma 2 on? No, it's on the RE engine, the RE engine. Pathetic. So, yeah, this is not cool. This is not good at all by the farthest stretch of the imagination. I can't even play this game. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't play it. I can't play this game like this. Not at all. I got it sitting on hold, but it's $70 that I've wasted. I could have got I would have probably enjoyed more Rise of the Ronin. I know that's not on the cloud, but I'm just saying, guys, I got Stellar Blade is coming up. This is a shame because Geforce Now is an excellent service. It deserves better than this. I'm glad they got the game. It's just the game is just failing. It's failing tech enthusiasts. It really is. And those that seek performance. And I don't think you can look at yourself in the mirror as a developer knowing that you created a product that completely thwarts that wing of the consumer base. You can't even get 60 frames per second on this thing consistently. I've seen examples where people with 4090s and high-ass CPUs can't even do that. It's absurd. DLSS means nothing. That's not cool. And hopefully those of you that are okay with 30 frames per second, you have a concern, even if it's not for me, I can't game at 30 unless you have some type of insane motion blur and instead of stable 30. I can't do it. I get headaches from it. That's why you see me doing this game and then pausing it and doing it and going. I can do that because I'm getting rest in between seeing that, but I couldn't consistently play at 30 frames per second. I get headaches. I do. So people may ask, well, how do you get headaches from playing a game at 30? I mean, playing a game at 30, but you watch TV at 30, because the way your eyes focus when you're watching TV versus when you're doing hand-eye coordination for a game is completely different. You're more focused and lasered in to the movement of everything than you are when you're just watching TV. And that is why I believe that I can watch a 30 frames per second show, but I cannot play a 30 frames per second game. I don't know, cloud gamers. I don't know. Only thing I can say is that, like, I know the people at Geforce now are trying their best to get this to run better. The people at NVIDIA are too. But it's out of their control, man. This thing was just built in a very sloppy, irresponsible way. And I'm just upset that this is becoming the new norm. And then I actually got suckered into paying $70 for this. This is trash. It's absolute trash at the moment. Capcom should be ashamed of themselves. Hopefully NVIDIA Geforce now continues to work with them, find a solution, because this is absolutely ridiculous. And again, for my cloud gamers that do lean on performance, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I gave some indications at the beginning of the game that, I was able to get like 55 to 70, and now I'm in this city that is like a major part of the story. It seems like I got to operate in, and I'm going all the way down to 30, and I can't play like that. I just can't. Like, this ain't no preference type thing. I physically can't play unless I want to get sick. And nah, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not getting sick to play a video game. I'm sorry. So with that said, I appreciate everybody for checking me out here as I do this rant. It's just very, 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 very frustrating to have to deal with this, but hopefully this will get resolved. You know what I mean? Hopefully something will happen. And then I just for those of you, like, hopefully our brothers and sisters that are within cloud gaming that are not real big on performance, they can sympathize. Even if you don't sympathize with those that just have a preference, sympathize with those that physically can't deal with 30 frames per second. I physically can't deal. I can't game on anything that is hitting routinely 45 frames per second. If it's like swaying all over the place, as long as it doesn't go lower than 45, it's more of an annoyance than it is like a physical thing. But once that thing starts hitting below 45, that's when I start like getting headaches and my eyes start hurting and stuff like that. And I start feeling sick. at least you can sympathize with those that do this for physical reasons or have that issue with physical reasons. And you know, so hopefully there'll be that sympathy and people will speak up on that and say, hey, look, I prefer and I can handle 30 frames per second, but there should at least be plus 30 like performance modes, rather fathomable performance modes that can be achieved. And we should all just advocate all together for the game to be optimized. It's not even about having a performance mode. It's like if I bought certain set of hardware, there's no reason why that hardware shouldn't be able to achieve 60 frames per second in 2024 with DLSS and the capabilities of the hardware natively without DLSS or AMS FSR. It shouldn't even matter. And I did try with FSR earlier. It didn't matter either. I mean, as you know, even particularly for NVIDIA GeForce Now, DLSS is going to be the superior way to interact with the game. So, all right. So hopefully you guys appreciate this. You understand the seriousness of us keeping an eye on this. And GeForce Now, thank you for trying. I'll be waiting to see if this thing gets any better. But Capcom, shame on you. Shame on you. Yeah. For those of you that are Capcom stans, that's for you, not me. Absolutely not. To even greenlight something like this is just disgusting to me. Again, I'm looking at those people, those poor people with the 4090 cards and stuff like that, and they can't even, they're not even getting a semblance of what they paid for with this game. It's crazy. I can understand consoles, but PCs and GeForce Now, it doesn't make any sense. Well, that's it. That's it from your boy. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. And don't forget, I didn't do this episode live because I got appointments and stuff to run to. I had to do this before I have to run out. Then I did another video talking about something similar, Hellblade being at 30 on the Xbox, on MM2K Gaming. So go check us out, MM2K Gaming News, if you want to opine on any of my mainstream gaming stuff. But yeah, we do this. We normally film this on Thursdays. We film it with our members, and then we make it available to the public the following Wednesday. All right. So thank you again so much. Appreciate everybody. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.